I'm hoping for a nice big slam at the door, you know. Oh! Good morning, y'all. It's Tuesday morning.
You never say it in a different language.
It's school run. Well, arguably, you could say morning, y'all is in a different
Yeah, I know,
language.
but you do it, but you're doing it. You always do the same one. You know, you could say guten bonjour, guten tag.
Does bonjour mean morning, y'all? So yesterday's daily question, which actually came at the end of the video, why did Tiger miss the cut? Lots of people saying he's still rusty, he said his putting letting him down, and obviously lots of people saying his driver's really letting him down. He's got a two-way miss, left and right, so obviously he has, as I'm sure he's aware, a few things to work on. And that kind of leads me into what today's subject is for today's daily vlog. We're going to talk drills today, golf drills. I see the same ones pedalled out, but I see them pedalled out in a way that doesn't relate to any of the key information that you need to understand how to improve. And this does drive me insane. Just to put it in perspective, I'm a golf coach. I've been a golf coach for over 20 years. I try to work my hardest and giving the best. So, back to my rant. 20 years of trying to provide good information and 10 years on YouTube of trying to help you guys and girls get better. And then I see these random tips that don't relate. Well, I'll show you what I mean. Today we're going to talk about some of the good bits and lots of the really bad bits about watching golf tips. I think this is a golf tip video as well. It's kind of ironic. Right, school drop off done, back to the madhouse. Right, first drill that I see, I've seen it for years actually, and this one really winds me up. It often seems that a good drill is one that resonates with an audience more than it uses logic or any kind of connection, which is an interesting word, to what you need to be achieving with any kind of deliveries. And I put something on Twitter about this yesterday and it obviously resonated with a lot of people, but still some people missing like my main points of drills. So, sticking stuff under your armpit. Like, what's the fixation with sticking stuff under your armpit? So, here's some of the terms that kind of ring bells with you. So, if I stick something under my left armpit here, I can stay connected. So, arms and body swings stay connected. Now, there's a few points. Why do they have to stay connected? There are plenty of golfers with non-connected movements in the backswing. Ray Floyd was pretty good. He was going this way. I can also do that movement and keep that in the same way I can do this movement and keep this in my armpit, the same way I can do this movement and keep that under my armpit. It's just random. Also, if I put this under my armpit, let's use a putter for example, I can deliver any club face. This will not move. Then in turn, yeah, still under my armpit, I can deliver any path with a face in a completely different option, different line to the path I swung on. Where at the same time I could have any angle of attack. I would call this a good magazine drill. It resonates in people's heads. It makes sense. They see lots of good players moving this way and think it's to do with the connection. It's to do with 1,000 things, while at the same time that movement doesn't really have anything to do with impact. Now, let's be clear about drills. If you're prescribed this drill, what? This is the custom shop, that didn't go in. And you start delivering a better impact, you start hitting better shots, and you're prescribed this drill because someone tells you that you move in a certain way which is causing a certain impact condition, and that drill fixes it, then do it. Use it. It's great. It's relating it to impact. It's the randomness of the idea of thinking connection is something you need. If often for golfers, if they don't have whatever this connection means, they go this way, out this way. Often they're doing that for a reason. There's a root cause to do with the face of the path, to do with the loft they're applying, to do with an impact condition. If you start at the third point and don't deal with the initial point, striking impact conditions, It's as random as saying, I always hold more putts when I wear grey shoes. I mean, it's as random as that. Grey shoes make me hold more putts. Most of the time. Right, the next tip that worries me, and I used to use this one and I used to get confused why it didn't work, but when you think about it now, it's quite clear why it often just doesn't help golfers. Let's show you what I mean. So I've come to Torquay Golf Club for my next drill. So it's this one, putting stuff out to the right side of the ball. Now, even though this one does relate to impact, which is a good thing, so there is more of a idea of what you're actually trying to do and how it might influence. There's a few issues with this drill, and I like I say, I used to use it as a coach, and I used to get so many students just still not fixing out to in club path, which is what this has got the idea of trying to fix. That as a younger coach, it used to just annoy me that I couldn't work out why. Let me show you. So I can't, for the purpose of just to show you, I can't have the head cover by the ball because quad obviously can't see past through it to see the dots. So I'm basically putting it right in line with the toe of the club. So in theory, I can't come from this angle. In fact, there we go. I'm going to use the higher bit so you don't think I'm trying to cheat it. So I'm going to hit a shot. Watch this. Right, club data coming in. 6.7 out to in with that there. Did make me hit it a bit out the toe, but I hit it there anyway. Gonna do another one. So again, I'm gonna line it up with the toe, just give quad enough room. Obviously I would have it here more, or I used to. That'll be an interesting one. There we go, data just in. 4.6 out to in. And barely toed. 12 millimetres toe, which is not a bad strike point. Now before I talk about how, well I'll do it now. What people were doing when I used to put this side of them, is because they were hitting on the way up with their driver, they can get close to this, catch it on the way up. When they come to the way up, that club is now passing more left. So they miss this, still hit out to in, still hit their cuts. The other thing with this drill is I would see people severely manipulating handle to try and change not hitting this head cover. So handle's just getting higher and higher and higher, which in those days I didn't really know what that was, but obviously now I totally understand what it's about. So people basically find a way to miss, but still hit, and this is the key, a more functional path. Because you're hitting out to in, possibly, 9 times out of 10, because your face is relating to that path. So you have to make it functional, to hit target. If you hit from the inside with a face open to a path, it's going right, isn't it? So not dealing with that face, but trying to just miraculously put a head cover there and the world's a better place, was just making people worse. I see it time and time again, or I used to see it a lot less now, but I still see it come up in tips and videos and those kind of things. And it, please, look, if you're someone who does this drill and it's changed your path and you're a better player, that is brilliant. I have seen hundreds of people do this drill and they say it's working. You see them on the practice, say, look Matt, look, draw, and they come back for their lesson next week. You know, this is when I was teaching when I was younger, and they're still cutting it because you're not dealing with that root issue. This drill, for me, like I say, if you've had success with it, great, keep doing it. Always keen for you to self-discover and try and experiment with it, see if it works for you or not. But my experience as a coach, I hate this one. I think it's lazy. It's not thinking through the problem fully for the student. I just think it's such a lazy non-solution.
Love all the vlogs and the content that you put out. I've got a question for you, and it relates to dogs on the golf course. Over the past couple of years, I've been a member at 3 different golf clubs, one of which allows dogs on the course at off-peak time. I really love taking my dog out for 9 holes with me in the evenings and having her leashed to my bag. The club that I'm at now this year doesn't allow dogs, and I kind of miss it. I don't need or want to bring her every single day or every single time that I'm out, especially if I'm playing with my friends. But I really like having the option. I just wanted to know your thoughts and feelings about clubs allowing dogs out on the golf course. Thanks.
Well, that is a question I have never been asked ever, which is why I've chose it. That's a good question. I kind of don't care, as in I'm more happy for it to be inclusive the non, so if it makes more people play, which I think you would struggle to prove that, but if it does, it makes you play more and join that club, then let the dogs come. And I'm not the massive pet lover, you know, I'm not, like, dogs poo on the ground and you have to pick it up, like, it makes no sense to me, all that. But as long as you tidy up after it, as long as it's behaved and it respects the rules, I guess, that dog owners should respect, I think it's only a good thing. Had to stop here to do the question. Devon is stunning. Right, one more to go. Tonight is curry night. Pump drills for lag. Please, please, just don't. Any of those ones where people are saying, get your hands by your right leg and get this right angle, hinge it up. Nope. Please, these cereal slicers, this is massive. People searching for distance. This isn't gonna give you distance. Putting things on there to get a feeling of holding angles. The angles you create in downswing, and hopefully you're getting the pattern now of this, are because of other things. They're functional. They're an attempt to be functional. So if you're someone on a 2D camera who looks like they throw angles away, first thing you got to work out is if you are or not via the 2D camera, because that looks more lagged than that. And all I did was that and that then. Where the drill is so kind of two-dimensional in its ideas, and certainly, like I've done other videos on wrist angles, they just do not cover the 6 ways that you should be moving or can move your wrist and how you should coordinate those movements. I see considerably more players struggling to get the club head to catch up and overtake than I do ever, compared to the ones who tend to drag through with a handle, leaving faces open to pass, those kind of ideas. It's become, since the internet, one of those clickbaity terms, again like the first one, that people just latch onto. Yet I've not seen, I mean, I've been teaching for over 20 years. I've never worked on lag directly with one player ever. All the students I've had who have come with these drills as a general or as serial slicers, and we get better ball control and better distance at a better delivery 99.9% of the time, if not every time, and just forgetting all this. It's one of those things, those drills, those ideas, like I say, work in the mediums that are out there at the minute, but I see them hurting more golfers than I ever see it helping. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen it help one golfer. But look, little footnote again, if you've done this drill, you're hitting the ball further and better than you've ever done it, keep doing it. You know, you'd never change something that's working. I just haven't seen that person. And I've had a few people who have shown me, they've said, look, this is what happens and this is what really helps, and I measure them and you can see it makes no difference, and you show them and they go, oh. That's the problem with measuring, you can just quantify it. So for me today, I want you to post comments down below. Today's daily question: what's been the best drill you've ever used and has worked and made a difference, compared to ones that say don't make any difference? Post comments down below, as always, let me know. And the main thing from today, which hopefully you're getting from this, is I want you questioning, if you're given a drill or thinking about doing a drill, you should be thinking, what's it changing? What impact's it changing? What dynamic is that going to change, apart from a pretty picture on a camera? Which hopefully we've learned now kind of don't really count for anything. I do it with my students all the time, it's funny. They say, what if I took it back to there? Yeah, that's great, what would that change? What about if I stopped taking that club too far behind me? Yeah, cool, but what number, what delivery number out of the ones I've shown you is that going to change? I don't know. We'll do it and let's see. Oh look, it doesn't change any numbers. Let's go back to doing what I said, shall we? Post comments down below, let me know what you think. Interesting, I mean honestly I can think of 100 drills. The issue is, are they related to your impact? That's the big message today. Let me know if that makes sense or not in that comment section down below. See you all tomorrow, it's curry night. I think I need a beer. Today has been quite hectic and the madhouse is just getting madder. Oh, come into my house, please be in my house all day. I don't want to be in my house on my own all day.